Hey everybody, Jolt here from the Thetokenminorities, and I'm bringing you yet another Pokemon battle. Today the battle is on Pokemon Showdown in the NU tier. This is against a guy called For the Bois. It was a pretty fun match. I am not at all good at NU, but I decided to throw a team together and do a few matches, and this turned out to be the best one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin with giving a small team preview. I see that he has Shiftry, which definitely is a threat as it can spam very powerful knockoffs and also has access to Leaf Storm. He has Archeops, that is very powerful, although it does have a terrible ability in Defeatist. It is able to pack a punch, especially at high health. He has Torkoal, likely a spinner. He has Qwilfish, likely a kind of a defensive tank. He has Golurk, which can be a lot of things, however the biggest threat is Earthquake Dynamic Punch. He also has Grumpig, which will serve as a perfect counter to my Typhlosion. On my side, I have a Choice Scarf Typhlosion, I have a knockoff Rapid Spin Sandslash, I have a Workup Virizion, this is before the Virizion ban in NU. I also have a Miltank, which is more of a support Miltank. I have an Uxie that's going to be a knockoff Yawn set. It's kind of an interesting gimmicky set that I came up with. And I also have a Swords Dance Torrent for Alligator. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. He leads off with, or I'll lead off with my Uxie, and he leads off with his Archeops, which is an okay matchup for me. I am able to take any hit from Archeops because Uxie is so bulky. I just go for the knockoff knowing that he has to switch and there are no Megas in NU, so knockoff is going to have a lot of utility in this match. I go for the Yawn here, as that's kind of my strategy with his Uxie, is to knock off Yawn. He just goes for the Stealth Rocks on that turn, which is cool. He does go ahead and switch out, which means I am going to be able to get off my Stealth Rocks first, right, and then from here on I would just go for the knockoff. However, I'm not going to take any hit from Shiftry because Uxie does not like Shiftry. I go into Miltank knowing that I can probably take any hit, but then I realize how powerful Shiftry really was. This was my first encounter with Shiftry in NU, and yeah, I'm quite impressed to say the least. With that Life Orb boosted damage, with those Life Orb boosted attacks, it's able to take out my Miltank in 2 hits after Stealth Rush, so that's very impressive. Here, going to Virizion, I'm going to just go for the Giga Drain on the Torkoal, which is pretty nice because I'm able to get a little bit more health back before losing some to Life Orb. Here, knowing that Torkoal really can't do much to me, I am just going to go ahead and go for the Workup. The Lava Plume does about 50%, so that's fine. I'm able to take it out with Giga Drain because it is boosted now, and that's pretty good for me. Now we're tied at 5-5. He goes into Grumpig, which unfortunately serves as a great counter to Virizion. I just go into Uxie knowing that Grumpig really can't do much to me. He goes for a Thunder Wave. That's fine. I really don't care if I'm paralyzed. I'm an Uxie. I'm going to be slow anyway, and my job is just to annoy you. Okay. He goes into Shiftry, and I'm just going to go for a knockoff on that predicted switch, which is beautiful because now another Pokemon on his team does not have an item. And that Shiftry without a Life Orb is much less threatening than a Shiftry with a Life Orb, let me tell you. He goes for the knockoff, and I get paralyzed as I was going to go for a Yawn. So that's too bad. That Yawn could have forced another switch, and then I could have gone for another knockoff, that kind of thing. But unfortunately, that didn't work out for me. So now I'm down 5-4, but I go into Typhlosion and scare out the Shiftry, and I am just going to go ahead and go for an Eruption, knowing that I'm at a pretty good amount of health. I think it's still more powerful than Fire Blast at this range. It does not do anything to Grumpig though, and I probably should have just switched right out, but I decided that chip damage on Grumpig was worth it, seeing as Grumpig really doesn't have recovery outside of Rest. I go into Sandslash here to take the Toxic, which is fine, although I do not like my Sandslash being toxic, especially because I need this thing to be able to handle Archeops and Golurk. He goes into a Shiftry here, which is a fair play on my knockoff. I mean, it already lost its item, so it's a very good play on his part. I go into my Virizion here because I can take anything the Shiftry wants to throw at me. If he wants to go for a Dark move, I get a Justified boost, and that'd be great. He does actually go for the Sucker Punch and I get the Justified boost, although it doesn't matter because Close Combat would have taken Shiftry out without any boost. And I am going to faint to my own Life Orb, so we have a little bit of a double down situation, and open switch for both of us. I decided to go into for Alligator because it is decently bulky and it's able to do a good chunk to anything he brings in. However, he brings in a Qwilfish, which actually is able to intimidate me, so that's too bad, but I do just go for the Swords Dance because I don't fear the Qwilfish. However, he gets the poison on that Poison Jab, which did matter a lot, because now I'm going to be slowly losing health and I'm not able to just take out the rest of his team, because I could have. I had Torrent, I had Aqua Jet, I had +1. I would have been able to sweep the rest of his team because I also had Crunch. But unfortunately it doesn't work out. He goes for the Quick Attack here. It's going to bring me down to 3%. And yeah, I'm able to take him out with the Aqua Jet, but I faint to, I believe, a Life Orb there. So that's too bad. I would have been able to take out at least one more Pokemon with that for Alligator, which would have left me in a very, very good situation, especially having Sand Slash there to knock off the Grumpig, and then hopefully Typhlosion can clean up with whatever move it chose. He does just go for a Dynamic Punch on my Sand Slash there, and I'm just trying to, you know, hold on at this point, knowing that I have to get rid of this Golurk and I have to have my Sand Slash at pretty high health to be able to take it out. But I also know that Sand Slash doesn't pack much of an offensive punch, so I will need a little bit of assistance from Typhlosion to take out the Grumpig. However, I'm not able to take out the Golurk quickly enough. Knockoff can only do so much damage after it loses its item. So now I'm down to about 5% HP, and he goes into Grumpig, and I thought I might outspeed a Grumpig, right? It's a fat pig, but it turns out he's actually relatively quick, and he's able to outspeed the Sand Slash and take me out, so that's too bad. We're down to a 1-1. I am going to miss my Fire Blast, not like it mattered. It wasn't going to do very much anyway. He goes for a Thunder Wave, which really wasn't necessary. He could have just gone for 2 Psychics, but I guess he didn't want me to be in Blaze range and have a chance to take him out if I got 2 crits and a burn, that kind of thing. It was very unlikely, but I guess he made the safest play. He is able to take me out with that second Psychic. So that was the game. It was a very fun match. Sorry it took so long to get this video uploaded, buddy. I hope you actually stayed around to watch this. But yeah, it was a fun match, and I really hope we can do more matches in the future. If you do see this video, do let me know what your YouTube channel is if you have one, and I will link to it in the description. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time. Wah Buffet. Alright, bye guys.